Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So as most of you guys know, I bought a vehicle from Carvana recently, and I wanted to give you guys a honest kind of review of my experience with them. I know I put out 2 videos in the past that was talking about the experience and kind of filming how the experience went. So in this video, we're going to do 5 things that I disliked about my experience with Carvana, along with 5 things that I liked about my experience with Carvana. And so let's get into it. So let's just jump right into the video because I have a habit of being very long-winded. We're going to start off with the 5 things that I liked about my experience with Carvana. With number 5, the pickup was a lot faster than dealing with a regular dealership. I was in and out within less than an hour. And I think if there wouldn't have been so many people there, with it being Memorial Day, it would have probably been a lot quicker, because from the time that he got to me until the time that I was completely done, it was like 15-20 minutes. It was very, very quick. There was I did a trade-in. They went out, assessed my trade-in, made sure that everything was good. I will say that in their process of doing trade-ins now, they do plug a OBD2 port thing in to verify that the VIN number on the computer is the same as the VIN number that matches several different locations on the vehicle, and they do check all of that now. I guess they've gotten burnt way too many times and have sold stolen vehicles too many times that they now check all of that. They also run a diagnostic on your car and make sure that there's no check engine lights and codes and things like that that you guys may have wiped out. Number 4, I like the fact that they have a large selection online. There's tons of vehicles and things that you can find on their website, and they actually have a lot of really cool stuff, surprisingly. Number 3, I thought the vending machine was a cool quirk, and honestly, I think that's probably why a majority of people do business with Carvana, is because the vending machine. The experience of going into the dealership and putting that little coin in the slot and watching the car come down the little elevator, the tower, and go out is really cool. But you guys can also do the drop-off option, where they come and bring the car to you on the back of the little white tow truck thing. Number 2, what I liked about Carvana is I like the 7-day return policy. Now, I like and dislike that. Number 1, I like it because obviously you can return the car within 7 days, but the thing that does suck about those 7 days is the day that you pick the vehicle up is counted as day number 1. So if you pick the car up at 5 p.m., your day 1 is already done. So that's something to think about as well when you're doing a pickup, or they're delivering it to you, is making sure that you pick it up early enough in the day that you have a full day to kind of assess, along with the 6 days following. The number one thing that I liked about doing business with Carvana was the obviously shopping for your vehicle at home. You either download the app or you do it on their website, and you find everything that you want right there on the computer. You upload your documents, your ID, and whatever other stipulations that the financing has for you. For me personally, it was just my driver's license, proof of insurance for the car that I was buying, and that was it. I didn't have to upload proof of income or anything else because I have a fairly high credit score. So all of those other stipulations was bypassed. Now, I do know that a friend of mine just recently tried to purchase a car from Carvana, and they were requesting that he upload driver's license, a copy of his social security card, proof of income, proof of residence, and there was one other thing, and I forget what it was. Oh, a utility bill or something like that. So it just depends. Everybody's deal is a little bit different based on your credit rating. So just keep that in mind. Now let's discuss the 5 things that I dislike about doing business with Carvana. And not so much doing business with Carvana, but in my experience in general, these are the 5 things that I disliked about my experience. With number 5 being they did not gas the vehicle up. Now, most new and used car dealerships, especially if they're a large chain, most of the time they put gas in the vehicle for you before you pick the car up. When I got this one, it had less than a half a tank, so there was that issue. Number 4, they were very short-staffed at the location that I was at. I only seen about 3 or 4 employees, and only 2 of them was helping customers. When I got into the location, my appointment was at 10:20 in the morning, and there was 1 person there already when I got there. Also, something that, just a side note, that I found a little weird was they have the doors locked. So you have to be buzzed in to get in, or somebody lets you in, one of the customers, which is what was happening at my location. All the customers would open the door for everybody. But yeah, they were extremely short staffed. There was 2 people that was working with customers, and then there was 2 other people that was in the back. And yeah, so that was, I think they need more help, especially on a busy day when they know they have a bunch of appointments coming in. Number 3, the trading my vehicle in process was kind of a pain in the butt. They make it seem like it's super simple and easy, and it was not. There was a lot of documentation and paperwork that I had to upload because I had it registered under my business name. They also, because there was a small payoff on it, they request a official 10-day payoff from your lien holder, and you've got to upload it and like take a picture of it showing all 4 corners, so they can actually see that it's a legitimate piece of paper. Now, if for some reason something is left off of there, or it's not typed up just the way they want it, they reject it. And so I pitched a fit with my deal. They were going to reject mine. And I told them, I said, you know what, you guys have the phone number for the lien holder. Y'all can pick up the phone and do your damn job and call them and verify that the payoff is what it is. And it would be that simple. So they did. They finally called them. But they have a list of lien holders in their system, and my lien holder wasn't in their system, so they had to send a ticket to their IT team to manually add that lien holder to the list of approved lien holders in order for them to clear out the trade verification stipulation to my deal. So it was kind of time consuming, and it took about 24 to 48 hours, well, about 24 hours for them to do, and it was a little bit of a pain in the butt. I was supposed to have picked my car up on Saturday, but I actually wasn't able to pick it up until today, Monday, because of that very issue. Number 2 is somewhat illegal, and it is that they install a GPS tracking device in your vehicle without your consent. Now, with that being said, there is in the contracts that you sign, and it's literally only one little paragraph, and it reads as follows. If the property has an electronic tracking device, you agree that we may use the device to find the vehicle. That's it. That's all. That's all they say. Now, each state is a little bit differently. Here in the state of Illinois, if a tracking device is installed on a vehicle, a dealership or a finance company is required by law to inform the consumer. In the state of California, it's the same way. In the state of Nevada, it is the same way. I don't know about all the other states. I just know about those 3 states because those are the 3 states that I go to the most. So it is against the law. And I already did have a company here in Illinois, in Chicago, check my vehicle, and they did find the tracking device and they removed it. I can legally do so because it is my property, even that I'm making payments on it, and you guys can as well. If a dealership or a finance company did not get written permission from you, and this little tiny excerpt in the contract is not giving you or getting written permission from you or giving you permission to whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. And yes, I did consult with an attorney before I removed it and verified that what I am saying is accurate. So I did remove the tracking device, and there is nothing by law that they can do. Now they can try to come pick up the car, but if they do, they're going to end up in a world of trouble legally, because they put a tracking device on my vehicle without telling me. They only put a thing in there saying, if the property has an electronic tracking device, you agree that we may use this device to find the vehicle. That's not legal. Anyway, the very last thing, number one, and if any of you guys have seen the videos that I did after I picked the car up, you guys already know this, but the car was absolutely disgusting when I picked it up. The exterior looked like it had been half-ass washed, and I'll give them that it was raining on and off here yesterday, but it wasn't raining today, so there's no excuse as to why the vehicle was never cleaned. In the documentation when you're buying the car, there is a inspection form, and part of that inspection form says that the car was washed and detailed, and they use the word detailed, and it was checked off saying that it was done. This car was never cleaned. If you guys don't believe that, go back and look at the video part 2 of me picking up the car. In that video, it's like a 13-minute video, you can see the condition of the vehicle when I picked it up. And sadly, the camera didn't really do the car justice as far as how dirty it was. There was tons of grass and grass seed in the floor, and even in the cup holders, like in the doors. Tons of sand and debris in the floors. There was a dried up rotten apple core underneath the driver's seat. There was a bag of empty bag of edibles, marijuana edibles, underneath the driver or passenger seat. There was some markers in the trunk. What else did I find in there? I think that was it. Oh, and then underneath the third row seating, there was a ultrasound picture and like a necklace chain thing. Excuse me. But yeah, the camera didn't pick up really how dirty the car was in the interior. The exterior wasn't horrible. The interior was where it was really nasty, but obviously you could tell the exterior hadn't been cleaned. Also, on a side note, with talking about that, it looked like the car had probably had window tint on the windshield, and they removed it and scraped the glue and stuff. And the glue was all over the A-pillars, all over the dash, even some in the headliner. And then I don't know if maybe the car had extremely dark tint on the back and they removed those tints too and just left the factory tint, because even on the rear passenger wheel, there was some of the glue from the tint. So those are the 5 things that I disliked. I'm also going to give you guys a bonus number 6 thing that I disliked about doing business with Carvana. And again, if you go look at part 1 of me buying the vehicle, you will see the actual screenshots of 1, my credit score, and 2, the APR and the payments on this car that I just bought. And so bonus number 6 of what I disliked was, with a 733 credit score with Experian and a long history of paid off auto loans and nothing negative on my credit report. Carvana, when you finance directly through them, you finance through a company called Bridgecrest. Bridgecrest is the same finance company that they use with DriveTime. DriveTime is owned by the dad, and Carvana is owned by the son, and they're all the same family. Bridgecrest is their finance company, just like Silver Rock, the warranty company that warranties DriveTime cars and Carvana cars, is the same company as well. But with a 733 credit score, my interest rate was 24.64% with financing with them. Now, yes, I went ahead and financed with them because a majority of the banks do not finance cars from Carvana. The way you can get around that is finance the car with this ridiculous interest rate, make a payment or two to Bridgecrest and then refinance the loan. So I do already have a pre-approval from my bank, and my pre-approval is a 5.99%. Still fairly high, but guys, it's 2024. We're not getting 0% interest or 1 or 2% interest on auto loans anymore. It's just not happening. So it is a 5.99, so my payment will go down. Right now, my payment on this car is $705 a month on a 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL Premium R-Line. That's a mouthful. But once I get refinanced, my payment drops down to roughly about $420, $430 a month. And that is even adding a warranty on through my bank. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys liked the 5 things that I liked and 5 things that I disliked about doing business with Carvana. If you guys have had an experience with Carvana in the past, be sure to drop a comment in the description box? No, in the comments below. And let me know what your experience was. Did you guys have a good experience? Did you have a bad experience? What is it? Mediocre? Whatever. Also, I want to say here in the state of Illinois, because Carvana has had so many issues with registration and titles and things like that, the only way that Carvana was legally allowed to do business in the state of Illinois anymore was they have to give metal plates, your permanent metal plates, the day that you pick your car up. And I did get my metal plates when I picked my car up. So DMV here already has my car in their system. And per their website, it shows you where it is in line as far as getting registered with the state and stuff like that. So I don't think I'll have to worry about that, and I don't think a lot of people in the state of Illinois will have to worry about, if they buy a car through Carvana, of them not getting plates and things like that. That was a big issue where here in the state of Illinois, you were seeing cars with Arizona temporary tags, which is against the law. You would see, even out in Vegas, you would see Arizona or Texas temporary tags, again, against the law. So anyway, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, and I will see y'all in the next video.